Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending some time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my group angel reading for the month of June. Even with everything that's been going on, time seems to be slipping away from us. We haven't been able to anchor ourselves, so we're gaining the most meaning out of what's happening. And let's be honest, most of us are in shock. There's so much that continues to come forward and to continue happening that it's hard to comprehend what is really truly going on and how we should be able to go forward. When I started planning for this reading with the Archangels and the Angels were really clear that we need to start to sever some of those ties that have been holding us back. Heal and forgive ourselves for things that have occurred in our past that again are slowing us or bogging us down. So we are really going to be focusing in on that healing for this reading. Now, like always, I have the Angel Tarot, the Healing with the Angels, and the Angels Inspiration Oracle. And like always, there are links below to all these Angel-tastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. I have specifically chosen Carnelian for its light, joyful energy, the Lapis Lazuli to help us with our communication and our connection, and then that rose quartz for healing and loving ourselves. I want you to look at these crystals really quickly and choose whichever one resonates with you the most right now. Then go in the timestamp below and click on that correlating timestamp to the crystal. It will take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there. Hello, my Carnelian friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both Oracle and Tarot, so you get the most meaningful and comprehensive reading for you guys. Without further ado, let's see what the angels have to share. What guidance and support do the angels have for my Carnelian friends? Archangel Chamuel. Archangel Chamuel is the archangel of self-love and connection. Now, I usually see Archangel Chamuel as a masculine energy. However, he's an archangel and can come to you on either gender. It's really a personal experience, and both are correct. They don't have ego, so they don't get upset with it. They're genderless. They're energy. The important piece here is that Archangel Chamuel is going to be able to support you in overcoming some of those barriers to self and a lot of that negative self-talk. That negative self-talk disempowers us in insta-seconds. It's a very negative superpower that we have. We're able to out-talk ourselves from amazing opportunities and possibilities because we don't believe in ourselves. Archangel Chamuel will help you to start to love yourself on a deeper level so that you can accept your amazing talents and your amazing gifts and use them for your greater good and the greater good of others. So Archangel Chamuel is going to be a very important archangel to call on to support you with that healing and to support you with better connecting and better understanding yourself. All right, let's get into some more archangel stuff. And I know we just talked about Archangel Chamuel. However, the angels wanted to remind you that there are more than just these 4 archangels that we're going to work with, and that we can ask for support from all of them. We're not limited to specific archangels. There are many archangels that are there to help you with your healing. We just need to use our words and ask for their help. So of course, on our healing path, in the North Tower, we always start with Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel is a fantastic archangel that helps us to step into our powers, step into that light, find that fulfillment, that joy, that happiness. He's also connected in with our solar plexus chakra. He works a lot with that because he works with that courage and determination. And this is what we're going to be looking at for this reading, is tapping into this amazing energy that Archangel Uriel supports us with. All right. So we're going to call on Archangel Uriel to help guide and support my Carnelian friends in their time of need. Archangel Uriel, what wisdom and insight can you share with my Carnelian friends? The Hanged Man, the 12th card in the Major Arcana, is the Let It Go card. Letting go of those preconceived notions, those would-haves, should-haves, and could-haves. Trusting in the universe, that the universe and these amazing high vibrational beings have got your back. We were never meant to do this journey alone, and it's essential that we use our words, calling on those amazing high vibrational beings for the support and guidance we need, and also connecting into that universal power and asking for the support that we may need and don't know how to go forward with this problem. The Devil, the 15th card in the Major Arcana. I told you guys are going to need your courage and determination. The Devil, or that ego energy. We need to really reflect on what is bearing down on us and causing us stagnation. Some of it we have no control over. Some of it's that global energy, that astrological retrograde that we're struggling and muddling through. However, there's a good chunk of it that is ego-driven, that's slowing us down. Feels like we're trying to go through quicksand. Reflecting in, letting go of those nooses that your ego and the devil have around your neck. Those vices, those addictions, those thoughts, beliefs, core value sets that aren't high vibrational and are not serving your greater good. What they're serving is to tighten that noose around your neck so you're not able to evolve and progress yourself forward. That stagnation causes that blah energy, that energy of hopelessness, fear, and sadness. It starts to compound and we feel even more stuck than what we had previously. Starting to work on some of this healing will help with this stagnation, will help detangle ourselves from our ego, allowing us to embrace that amazing high vibrational intuitive self to push ourselves forward. That's why Archangel Chamuel is so needed this week. Our ego is part of us. We need to heal some of those pieces that the ego keeps bringing up, causing stagnation through fear and sadness. Archangel Uriel encourages us to embrace our natural skills, our natural abilities, so that we are able to step into the light, step into our power, gain that fulfillment, and of course, that abundance that comes with that high vibrational, joyous, fulfilled energy. Archangel Uriel, what healing can you support my Carnelian friends with in their time of need? New love. Now, before you get too excited, this isn't about a new prospect of love or a new person in our lives. This new love is about new ways and new connections that you're going to have with yourself. Archangel Uriel is embracing the message that the angels have sent to you about the importance of connecting in with Archangel Chamuel and working on some of that self-love and of course that connection. This connection that we're going to have with ourselves will of course help guide us to that fulfillment and abundance that we're looking for, because it's going to connect us back in to our higher self. This relationship is with our higher self. Disconnecting from that lower vibrational ego and connecting in with that higher vibrational self. It's a lot harder to hear that high vibrational self because it's of a higher vibration. Your ego, low vibrational, super easy to hear. Super easy to get caught up in and slow ourselves down. We're going to thank Archangel Uriel for joining us today and sharing his insight in healing with us. Now I'm going to scooch these cards to the side because I run out of table space pretty quick. We're going to call on Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael, can you please join me and my Carnelian friends in sharing your insight and wisdom with them in their time of need? Archangel Raphael, what wisdom and insight can you share with my Carnelian friends in their time of need? The Queen of Cups. The Queens are that feminine nurturing energy. That cup is about that intuition and emotion. Now the Queen of Cups is the second most intuitive card in the deck. She's connected into her higher self, into her intuition, and she incorporates it in her everyday through her creativity. One of the ways that we can heal ourselves is through getting out of that headspace, getting out of that devil connection that Archangel Uriel spoke about, through connecting in with our intuitive creativity. We're not getting stuck in that headspace. We're freeing ourselves from the ego or the devil, and we're starting to enjoy and find that connection to fulfillment and to eventually abundance through that creative energy, through that creative spirit. We need this amazing intuitive insight to help connect our creativity more fully and deeply into our lives. The Four of Pentacles. Now, fours are always a foundational number. They're a stable number. That pentacle about growth and abundance. We're talking about really challenging ourselves this time. This month we're looking at bringing in some of the bigger guns here and connecting in to that inner flame, that inner passion. and allowing that to help with our connection with ourselves. It is going to be essential that we ground ourselves and ensure that we have that grounded headspace. Anytime we're looking at intuition and healing, if we are not grounded, we're missing out on some of this amazing energy. Our body doesn't feel stable enough to accept it. Ensuring that we plan ahead for these healing sessions, these creative sessions, and having those crystals with us, doing those visualizations, connecting in and grounding ourselves in whatever meaningful way that you do that. Have that foreplanning in that intention will go a long way in those healing sessions and those creative sessions, which you're going to find roll into each other. Archangel Raphael, what healing can you provide my Carnelian friends in their time of need? Emerging, embracing those new and exciting ideas, thoughts, inspirations that are coming forward, those new talents and skills that are starting to bubble to the surface. Things are starting to take hold and grow and start to emerge into our consciousness, and it's up to us to embrace them and bring them in to our everyday, incorporating them into our lives and what it is we accomplish in a day. Those emerging skills, those emerging talents, those little pieces that are coming up for you, they're going to have a lot of meaning in the days and weeks to come. I want to thank Archangel Raphael for his amazing insight and healing that he has provided for us in this reading. Then we're going to go on to Archangel Michael. Now, most of us know Archangel Michael. Well, most of us know also Archangel Raphael. Some of us may not be as connected with Archangel Uriel. He's kind of been in the shadows and supporting his fellow archangels. He's coming more into the limelight and knowledge of mankind now. We're going to call on Archangel Michael now to support us with his amazing insight and wisdom, and of course, his amazing healing energy. Archangel Michael, what insight and wisdom can you share with my Carnelian friends? The King of Wands. Now, kings are the most fully developed personality of the suit. They have the most control and the most power. This king leads right into that courage, that determination, and that inner fire of Archangel Uriel. That passion center needs to come forward. Passion for ourselves, passion for the life that we chose to lead, reconnecting in so we're more in tune with that soul's deeper purpose, so that we're able to connect into that fulfillment. The more we're connected in to that journey, the more fulfillment and meaning we're finding. When we're connected into that purpose, that's when we start to gain that abundance. Things fall into place and we're not struggling as much. Yes, we will continue to need to learn our lessons that we chose to learn. However, when we're connected in to that passion center and that intuitive center that Archangel Raphael talked about, that's when things start to align a bit better. We start to have those aha moments, those epiphanies that allow that learning situation to be briefer and less painful. Similar to that when we were in school, those light switch moments happened where all of a sudden handwriting became not as challenging. We started to understand that multiplication table. Those light switch and aha moments will come in faster because we have this connection. And it's that connection to the universe that's going to help guide us a bit more. The Four of Wands. Now, similar to the Four Pentacles that Archangel Raphael chose, the Four of Wands is a stable number. It helps to create that stability in our life. That wand, again, is that passion center, that creativity center. The Four of Wands encourages us to embrace all that we've accomplished. Celebrate it. Celebrate even the smallest accomplishments. That helps to raise our vibration, reinforcing that small shift and change that we've done. That time and energy that we were able to specifically lend to certain aspects and pieces in our lives to create and uncover that final product or solution. Now we do obviously have the double fours because Archangel Raphael had the Four of Pentacles. In angel messages, when you've got that multiple four, the angels are telling you that this is the time that we need to focus in on that structure and grounding, which is very true. Like I said, we need that stable structure to be able to build off of. When we're dealing with that higher self, we can feel unstable. We can feel kind of uneasy about things because it's unknown. And our ego likes to act up because we're starting to try and break free of those nooses. So the more grounded and stable we feel, the more able we're going to be to pull off those nooses and enjoy what's happening in the here and now, connecting into those passions to do that creation, to tap into that creative energy and create amazing pieces and abundance in our lives. We do have that masculine and feminine. We have that masculine passion and that feminine intuition. And the two of them are needed for that creative endeavor to really be successful and for you to connect in that fulfillment and meaning to. All right. Let's go on to the healing. Archangel Michael, what healing can you provide my Carnelian friends? Self-acceptance. Very much connected into that angel message that we started off with, which I hadn't noticed before, is the fourth card in this angel deck. So again, talks about that foundation and that structure. That self-acceptance is going to be essential. It's the backbone of that movement forward, of that evolutionary phase that we need to take on next. When we're able to fully accept who we are, we're living that authentic life, which brings in that high vibration, which results in that abundance and fulfillment that we're looking for. And we keep going back. It's very much a full circle. The archangels and the angels are working on the same platform. That healing is essential right now. We're going to thank Archangel Michael for all his amazing wisdom and support. And we're going to end off on Archangel Gabriel. We're going to call on Archangel Gabriel to share her insight and wisdom and healing with my Carnelian friends. Archangel Gabriel, what wisdom and insight can you share with my Carnelian friends in their time of need? The Six of Pentacles. Now, sixes are a balancing card. That pentacle, again, we have that growth and abundance. The Six of Pentacles talks about balancing out our energies so that we can assure that we are nurturing and allowing all aspects of self to grow and flourish. Over the first half of our life, or the first part of our lives, we deal with that physical structure. We initially start to learn how to walk, to talk, to learn the tools and skills that we'll need in adulthood. And then in early adulthood, we start to work on that establishment of self in the corporate or business world, or what it is we're going to do in our everyday. And as we start to grow and become more comfortable with where we are right now in our lives, understanding we've got that physical stability, the more we're able to branch out and tap in to other aspects of self that we've kind of been ignoring or have shut off completely. Archangel Gabriel wants us to reconnect, work on that relationship with self, balancing out our day a little bit better so that all aspects of self, that physical, spiritual, emotional, body self, are all there. Taking care and nurturing ourselves will go a long way in our healing and our understanding of what we're missing. Many of us aren't living our soul's deeper purpose. We got those blinders on when we were little. Now it's time to remove those blinders, start to find and connect into that meaning. Now, many of us are going to have to juggle things. Our soul's deeper purpose may not pay the bills. So we may have to do dual duty in our lives. Part of it to be able to pay the bills and have that physical support, and then making sure that we have that time and energy for our soul's deeper purpose. Justice. Now, some decks have the Justice card as the 8th card. However, I always see it as the 11th card. It makes more sense, the 11th card. And I know it sounds kind of meaningless. However, when you do the Fool's Journey, which is the journey through the major arcana, it does make more sense to have justice in the 11th position rather than the 8th position. In 1910, well, it was before 1910, the deck was published in 1910, Arthur Waite took what was called tarot. It's an Italian or European game that's still played today with the major arcana and the pips. It's kind of like a bridge game, and he created tarot as we know it today. And when he did that, he flipped the Justice card and the Strength card because it made more sense in that divinational purpose or divinational reading. So for me, I know it says 8, it's the 11th card. Okay, tarot lesson over. The Justice, no matter if it's in the 8th or the 11th position, She's a gatekeeper, and that gatekeeper of right and wrong. She doesn't like gray areas. Unfortunately, there is an acknowledgement that we kind of have to live in some of that gray right now. The right thing to be able to do is to live our soul's deeper purpose and be able to enjoy and find that fulfillment. Unfortunately, the society that we currently live in wouldn't allow that. They wouldn't pay for that, and they wouldn't tolerate it. It's kind of those side frou-frou things, that creation, that passion-filled endeavors. We need to have a balance between what society wants us to do and what our soul's deeper purpose is. And many of us are here to help raise the vibration, even in just raising our vibration of ourselves and that family unit that we decided to contract in with and live within, healing them and those around us will help raise the vibration slowly of humanity as we're seeing some energetic shifts. We saw a big one in 2012. We're going to see another one in 2032-ish. And that's why we're here. That individual path may differ. However, there is quite the lineup to get into this lifetime, because this is a lifetime of amazing growth and shifting for our species. So let's look at some healing here. Archangel Gabriel, what healing can you provide my Carnelian friends? Romance. Archangel Gabriel acknowledges what the other archangels and the angels have suggested to you. She's also encouraging you to branch out. That balance is going to be essential. Yes, we want to reconnect with self. We need new and amazing ways to connect in and understand self. However, we need that outside connection, that love and nurture from that physical support system. Balance is going to be essential. So allowing ourselves that time and energy to connect in, whether it be with that sexual romance or with those friends and family that help nurture and support you and share that loving bond with you in a positive, balanced way. I'm going to thank Archangel Gabriel for her amazing insight and healing. And we're going to end off on a blessing. What blessing do the archangels have for my Carnelian friends in their time of need? Step into the light. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Stepping into the light, stepping into our powers, stepping into our passions, stepping in and maintaining that high vibrational energy. No matter what's happening universally or globally. When we attack things from a high vibrational point of view, we're able to overcome those challenges and obstacles with greater ease. When we lower our vibration, when we get caught up in our ego, that's when things become stagnant and we don't understand the question or problem fully, so it takes us longer. Staying in that high vibrational space is going to be very essential for movement forward and, of course, that fulfillment and abundance. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending some time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the angels want to share with you. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Carnelian friends. Hello and welcome, my Lapis Lazuli friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both Oracle and the Tarot, so you get the most meaningful and comprehensive reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the angels want to share with you guys. What message do the angels have? Oh, that one hit the floor. The angels have for my Lapis Lazuli friends. The card that hit the floor, cherish innocence. That inner child, that connection to that carefree energy. We get our adult brain in overdrive and we miss out on those amazing gifts, blessings, and miracles that happen in our everyday. And the most troubling of this is that we also miss those messages and directions that the high vibrational beings send. We don't see them. They're hidden in plain sight, but we miss them because we're so stuck in being an adult and ensuring that those goals and dreams are hit. No matter if that goal or dream may have lost its luster and its fulfillment or connection to you. Speak from the heart. That ability to live that heart-centered life. Like I said, some of those goals and dreams and hopes are missing the mark. We're just doing it because it's routine and it's expected of us. It's essential that we're able to speak that true heart-centered pieces and connections to you. If you don't have that connection and that fulfillment, you're not going to find that abundance that you need. You're not going to be able to manifest what you want and what you most need in your life because you're missing out. Your vibration lowers because you're in a sense of blah or stuckness. We need that heart-centered, high vibrational energy supporting and guiding us. So the angels are being very clear that we need to be focused in on that heart-centered, playful energy so that we're gaining that guidance, that insight, and most importantly, that fulfillment. Fulfillment goes a long way in not only our healing, but our experience in this lifetime. When we're experiencing things that are connected to us and we have that joy and happiness about doing it, we're able to push ourselves forward faster because we're enjoying life. We're enjoying what's happening to us. That experience is amazing. So now we're going to go on to the healing. This is the insight and wisdom of the angels. We're going to go into some archangel healing now. We're going to start off with Archangel Uriel. Now, Archangel Uriel isn't as well known as the other three archangels who make up this capstone of energy, of the healing energy of the archangels. And there are a lot more than just 4. These are the pinnacle 4 that we need to help create that center healing energy that's going to help push us through and support us in that base healing. The other archangels will work with them, but these are the 4 that create a pillar of light and energy that will help clear us out on so many more levels. So we're going to call on Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel, can you please share your insight and wisdom, and most importantly, your healing with my Lapis Lazuli friends? Archangel Uriel, what insight and wisdom can you share with my Lapis Lazuli friends in their time of need? The Ace of Pentacles. Aces are that gift from the universe, or that high vibrational source, God, Goddess, whatever you want to call it, supporting us with that growth, that connection, like I said before, that meaning. I know it sounds really hokey when I say fulfillment's important. Meaning helps. It does. Similar to that when we were children, the most meaningful times, the most fun times, the most times that we remember is the summertime. Most of us can recall a lot of summer vacations where we were playing with our friends. We may not remember exactly what game we were playing or what imaginary play that we were doing, but we do remember that fulfillment, that joy, and that special friend or friends that we connected in with. The fastest time of the year used to be the summer holidays, followed second to none by Christmas break, except for, of course, Christmas Eve, which seemed to drag on for days and weeks. But that fulfillment and meaning really resonates within ourselves and within our heart center, so that we are able to make those connections and experience those amazing high vibrational experiences. The Ten of Wands. So tens are about endings and beginnings. Aces are about that beginning. Those are beginning pieces. I always associate the Ace of Pentacles as seeds. The universe are granting us seeds or little ideas and aspects that we can incorporate into our everyday to bring about amazing gifts, miracles, and abundance. Tens are about that ending and then carrying over into the beginning. Many of us are missing these amazing little seeds because we're so wrapped up in being an adult. Can kind of suck. Making sure the bills are paid, essential but sucky. Making sure that those goals are achieved, that the house is clean, that the kids are raised, that the dog goes out, the garbage goes out. The Ten of Wands talks about really carrying it all on our shoulders. And carrying too much. We're working harder than what we need. The original card that Pamela Coleman Smith drew has this man with these 10 very large wands on his back, and he's trudging up to market. He looks exasperated. He's not even able to see where he's going because the wands are right in front of his face. He can't see those amazing miracles, those amazing aspects that are right there. Archangel Uriel is encouraging you to lessen some of that load. Ask for the help that we need from the people within our lives. Balancing things out so that we have that time and energy to embrace those amazing new ideas. Embrace that time and those experiences that we're passing by. Balancing it out so we're able to care for ourselves a bit more better than what we are, so that other people can start to carry their own weight. We're kind of living in a bit of a balance or a gray area, if you will. We're here to live our soul's deeper purpose, that deeper meaning. We signed up for this journey. We contracted different people and different beings to work with us. The problem being is that our society is ever so shifted off kilter. And we're not always able to truly embrace and incorporate that soul's deeper purpose as fully as we want, because we do have to make sure that the bills are paid. We do have to make sure that there's food on the table. Sustaining that physical stability is essential so that you are able to embrace some of these amazing higher vibrational pieces. So it is very much a balancing act, and we can't do it all. We were never meant to. Like I said, we contracted with different beings and people and high vibrational beings to work with us. It's time that we release some of that burden and ask for the help that we need. Let's go on to some healing. What healing can Archangel Uriel, share with my Lapis Lazuli friends? Celebration. So Archangel Uriel doesn't want you to be hard on yourself, because let's be honest, humanity has this very warped superpower of being able to downplay and negatively talk to ourselves so we feel like crap. That's not what your Archangel Uriel wants you to do. What Archangel Uriel wants you to do is celebrate all those achievements. He acknowledges you are working way harder than you need. You need to lessen that burden so you can spread and balance out that energy in a more equal space for you, so you can gain that individual fulfillment and abundance. However, you need to celebrate all that you have been doing, because you've been working really hard. Celebrate all those successes and all that you've been managing to do. And yes, it's been feeling exhausting doing it, and you don't feel like you can take on any more. Rebalancing and asking for the help, putting that weight on other people's shoulders, because we are carrying weight that we don't need to. We're carrying other people's burdens. Shifting that off of our shoulders so that we can move forward. We'll feel lighter and more able to accept these amazing pieces that the universe and high vibrational beings want to share. In the meantime, celebrate all that you've achieved, all that you've accomplished. It may not feel like a lot because you're accomplishing things for other people, but reflect on that as well. Who have you supported to achieve what they've achieved or are working to achieve? Because it's more than you think. Rebalancing and owning what you need to own. I'm going to thank Archangel Uriel for his amazing wisdom and healing. We're going to go on to Archangel Raphael. We're going to call on Archangel Raphael to share his insight, his wisdom, and his healing with my Lapis Lazuli friends. Archangel Raphael, what wisdom and insight can you share with my Lapis Lazuli friends. The Five of Cups. Archangel Raphael is connecting into what Archangel Uriel said about carrying other people's pieces, whether it's doing things for our family, or they could be doing more of it, carrying things for friends and colleagues because they don't feel like they're able to. We're not following what is going to bring some fulfillment and abundance into our lives. We feel so discouraged and worn out. We're focusing in on 3 overturned cups. So in the original card, Pamela Coleman Smith drew this woman who's mourning the loss of 3 overturned cups. And behind her are 2 beautiful upright cups. And it's in those 2 upright cups that you're going to find that fulfillment, that growth, and that abundance that you're looking for. With reshifting and rebalancing what is occurring in your life, what you're taking on, and what you're trying to achieve. And yes, we do need to make sure that we're meeting our physical needs. The bills are paid, the food is there, we have that heat and light. At the same time, balancing things out so that you do have that time to connect in and work on yourself. Because it's in that self-work that you're going to find that fulfillment and that meaning. You will find ways to incorporate that self-work into your everyday, creating less burden and more fulfillment. The King of Swords. So Archangel Raphael acknowledges that what we're suggesting is easier said than done, because people will have resistance to it because you're making them be accountable for their stuff, for their needs, for their whatevers. You need to use your head and your critical thinking skills. The King of Swords carries the sword of truth and knowledge. He's void of emotion, which can make him a tyrant at times, can come off cold and very curt. We need to follow that knowledge base, that critical thinking, rather than our heart, because our heart will crumble, because there's going to be a sad story or a sob story of how your kids can't vacuum their room, or how your roommate can't take out the garbage, or how your colleague can't do this project. Putting it back on them, being accountable for what you need to do, and allowing them to accept that accountability and any natural consequences that occur with it. You can't change other people. You can only make decisions for ourselves. Using that critical thinking skill, following that head rather than the heart, will take you straight to that heart center, because it's going to bring that meaning and fulfillment and that connection to that soul's deeper purpose. I know you may find that you've come off as cold and emotionless when you're doing it, but be very honest with people. Be honest on how exhausted you are, and be honest about the help that you need. You shouldn't have to be the only one doing something. Balance and support is key. Archangel Raphael, what healing can you provide my Lapis Lazuli friends in their time of need? Dreams. There's a couple meanings to this card. Our Archangel Raphael wants you to make sure you're getting enough sleep. One thing we do, and it's a species problem, when we're feeling overwhelmed, we start to burn the candle at both ends. We're not making sure those physical needs are met, and we reduce and cut out that sleep. Sleep is essential to help heal our body on a physical level and rejuvenate and inspire that intuitional and head centered space. Without enough sleep, we don't have enough energy to be mindful. We're just trying to ensure we have enough caffeine in our day, trying to get through. We're not slowing down. We're not able to appreciate what's happening because we're at that point of exhaustion. Another piece Archangel Raphael is encouraging me to share is that during that sleep and dream phase, you can ask the high vibrational beings to come in and work with you. It's a fantastic time to do some of that connection piece because our ego isn't standing in the way. The ego isn't bringing up those fears, that heartache. Your ego's off, if you will. You switch it off. So I encourage a lot of my students and my clients to call on the archangels to help heal and share that wisdom and insight as you sleep. And I usually encourage people to have a pen and paper handy at the side of your bed so you're able to write down what it is that came up for you. If you're an individual who's blocked your dreams, start off by asking the archangels and those high vibrational beings to go in and work with you and heal those blocks that you have regarding your dream state, and to support you in remembering what it is that's being shared with you. And if you can't remember all the different archangels and the different types of high vibrational beings, it's okay. You can call on the ones you remember. If you remember Archangel Raphael, fantastic. And if he's not one that you feel comfortable calling in, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, whoever it is you feel comfortable. If they're not able to support you, then that archangel will also bring with them angels that work with them. So Archangel Raphael has an army, if you will, of healing angels that work with him and help support humanity and the different species throughout the world and throughout the universe. So we can have access to a lot of support. Additionally, they can also call on other high vibrational beings to support them in whatever task they're trying to achieve. So if you need the dragons or the unicorns or the fairies or whoever, they'll call them in for you. And you can ask them to do that. You can say, Archangel Raphael, please come to me, help me remember, help me heal, bring those high vibrational beings that'll support me and you in this process, so it's for your greater and best good. And they'll do it. That's the fantastic thing. We just need to ask, and they will support us to the best of their ability. So remembering that dream space, remembering to set those intentions before you go to bed. You're going to feel less exhausted when you wake up and more able to take on the tasks that you need to do during that day. I'm going to thank Archangel Raphael for his amazing wisdom and insight. And go on to Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, I call upon you to support me and my friends in sharing your wisdom and insight, and of course your healing with my Lapis Lazuli friends in their time of need. Archangel Michael, what support and guidance, oh, okay, you can have those. What support and guidance do you have for my Lapis Lazuli friends? The Lovers. The 6th card in the Major Arcana talks about that communication and intimate relationships. The reason I say communication is because we like to take things on and harbor them within. Now, the original card has these 2 figures in the foreground. They are naked with these beautiful trees behind them and this amazing angel in the top part of the card. It's actually a depiction of Archangel Raphael. And it talks about the importance of communication. And that communication is essential in that connection and intimate relationship. Sharing those dark fears, your deepest thoughts, your wishes, your dreams. And Archangel Michael is encouraging you to voice your needs, voice your concerns, and ask for the help that we need, especially from those who are closest to us. When we take that deep breath, have the courage to ask for what's going to support us for our greater good, you'll be surprised at some of the responses you get. And again, we go back to that King of Swords that Archangel Raphael chose. We need to use our head rather than our heart. Yes, we may get some resistance because we're asking people to become accountable for their needs, for their actions. But that balance is going to be key. Yes, we're still going to have to help our family and friends out. However, we can put more back on them so we're able to take more time for ourselves and our healing and our fulfillment. Then he pulled Temperance, the 14th card in the Major Arcana. Temperance is about balance. She's flowing this amazing energy, this angel. And the trick with the Temperance card is that the water or fluid isn't going from the top to the bottom. Rather, it's going from the bottom to the top cup. It defies logic and gravity. But it does talk about that energetic push and pull that we have within ourselves. Our chakra system, that need to draw our energy down from the universe, that connection we need with Gaia. That balanced energy state is essential for us to go forward. And it's a bit challenging to see because they decided to put these bands of writing on the cards. She's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on these stones on the ground. Water in Oracle or Tarot always talks about that spiritual and intuitional energy. Ground, stones, or rocks talks about that grounded energy, that physical space. We need to have that balanced state within ourselves. Right now we don't. Realigning and speaking very clearly from our heart, however using our head to do it. I know that's kind of a catch-22. Yes, we need to speak from that heart center, but we need that sword of truth and knowledge and our critical thinking to cope with the responses that we can get. That energy flow and balance is essential. Now we do have multiple 14s. So we have the King of Swords here. Kings are the 14th card in the Minor Arcana. When you have that double 14, the angels are reminding you that this is a time of love and spiritual growth. And it's essential that we're very conscious of the energies that we're sending out. Now this is an important key element, because what we're doing is asking people to become more accountable for their own needs, their own situations, and them taking responsibility or more responsibility. That can feel very low vibrational. However, it goes back from that heart space. It's not low vibrational if you're saying, look, I need you to be more accountable. I'm going to put this back on you because this is something that you need to learn and that you can grow from. That's high vibrational. If you start to retaliate or bark back about how you're feeling overwhelmed and that you just need to take this away, that's low vibration. We need to use those critical thinking skills, use those amazing communication skills that we have, and remember to stay in that high vibrational heart space. Using our head to overcome the challenges that come back to us when we do use our heart. I know it's going to be a bit of a challenge and a bit of a juggle, but as you start to release things and people start to take more accountability and responsibility, then you're going to feel lighter. You're more able to be mindful of that energy flow. We're going to go into some healing. Archangel Michael, what healing can you provide my Lapis Lazuli friends? Focus. Being very mindful of the direction that we're setting ourselves towards. It's going to be essential that we stay in that high vibrational state, that heart center, rather than that low vibrational retaliation energy. Putting out the intentions and staying focused and true to what that original intent is. Having people be accountable and responsible for what they need to be accountable and responsible for. It's not about just pushing everything off to other people. It's about rebalancing what you're trying to achieve and what is yours rather than other people's. So we're going to thank Archangel Michael for joining us today and sharing his insight and wisdom. And we're going to finally end off with Archangel Gabriel. I'm going to call on Archangel Gabriel to share her insight and wisdom, and of course healing with my Lapis Lazuli friends in their time of need. Archangel Gabriel, what insight and wisdom can you share with my Lapis Lazuli friends? The High Priestess. She's the second card in the Major Arcana, and she talks about that connection in. She's also a gatekeeper. And when I say gatekeeper, that means that in the card, there are usually pillars or some sort of tower in between. So for her, the original card, there is this stoic woman. She's in this light blue with a similar headdress, the triple aspect headdress or crown. She's sitting on a bench, and beside her are a white and black pillar. And behind her is this beautiful tapestry of pomegranates. The High Priestess is your gatekeeper to that higher wisdom. She carries the scroll of Torah. And Torah is that universal manual or script. She is the gatekeeper to that higher wisdom, that intuitive connection for guidance, support, and insight. She is a fantastic archetype connected into that goddess moon energy, and is going to support and nurture us in our intuitive endeavors. Archangel Gabriel is encouraging us to to be mindful of those messages. Take the time and energy to start to work on those intuitive skills. Those intuitive skills are going to be essential for the days, weeks, and years to come. The more we access these skills, the stronger we're going to become, the more connected we feel, and the more wisdom and guidance we'll receive. Now we do have double twos here. Archangel Raphael is the second card in this oracle deck. The High Priestess is the second card in the Major Arcana. When you see that multiple two, the angels are encouraging you to keep the faith and don't give up. These skills can be really challenging, especially if you're expecting instant gratification. Similar to any other skill, it takes time and energy to start to hone and work on these skills. People just don't sit down and have all their clairs open. That has a tendency to shut us right down and cause hospitalization because we become overwhelmed and our physical body can't comprehend what's happening. We need to build our skills up, similar to any muscle, build it up, work on it, and use it on a regular basis so that it becomes stronger. Then we have the Queen of Cups. She's the second most intuitive card in the deck. The only other card that's more intuitive than she is would be the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is an archetype, that major energy and symbol. The Queen of Cups is her everyday representative. This is how we use our skills and our abilities and incorporate them into our everyday. That incorporation and utilization is going to be essential. It's one thing to say, yeah, I'm going to work on my clairs. I really want to work and connect in with those higher vibrational beings. It's another thing to sit down and do it and then incorporate it into your everyday. Have an everyday practice, even 5-10 minutes, half an hour. It doesn't take a lot, but that everyday incorporation is essential. And another way that we can incorporate this into our everyday is through creativity. Many of us find that we're more intuitive or empathic when we get out of our head. We get out of that everyday demand and we get into that creative sense, that creative mind. With those burdens lessened, because we're focusing in on the light and the love, we're reducing the barriers that are going to cause frustration and stagnation. We're focusing in on that joy, that innocence, that heart center. And all of a sudden, we're getting very clear messages. Our creative endeavor helps us to grow and establish connections that we've never done before. So that everyday incorporation is going to be essential, because the more we can incorporate it in, the greater fulfillment we're going to have, and of course that abundance that we're looking for. And then the healing. Archangel Gabriel, what healing can you provide my Lapis Lazuli friends? Divine guidance. It's there, it's always been there, and it's up to us to seek it, to set those intentions, use our words, and ask for what it is we need. Without the divine guidance, we're being guided by our ego, which causes stagnation, frustration, and heartache. also causes more Tower-esque type situations. So the Tower is the 16th card in the Major Arcana, and it's that one card that people hate the most because it's the universe kicking us in the butt to push us forward. That stagnation and stuckness has caused too much delay. The universe is trying to kick us into gear in the right direction. When the Tower comes into play, that brings in even more pain and heartache because we always resist that shift because it causes us to think outside of that box that the ego has created for us. Divine guidance helps us kind of surpass or sidestep that Tower situation because we are creating that progression and movement forward for ourselves at a pace that we feel comfortable. The universe doesn't start to kick us in the pants unless we have that stagnation, or we're going to miss opportunities that are essential for our path, and the universe needs us to hurry up a bit. If we have that slow progressive change, the universe usually just encourages us forward. Instead of the Tower coming in, we have that Sun card come in. And the Sun is that beautiful, happy card. It's the 19th card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about that joy and happiness. The universe reinforces our movement by allowing things to fall into place. So it reinforces what we're doing, and it also helps us move further along in our path in a high vibrational, happy way. So we're going to thank Archangel Gabriel for her amazing wisdom and insight. We're going to end off on a blessing. My Archangel friends, what blessing do you have for my Lapis Lazuli friends in their time of need? Let it go. I love how they sum everything up in one card. We gotta let stuff go. We can't keep holding on to this stuff because that's when the Tower is gonna kick us in the butt and it's not gonna feel so good. Taking that ownership now, making those shifts and changes now will create positive shifting and changing for you that you're in control of, rather than the universe coming down and crashing through like a bolt of lightning. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the Archangels want to share with you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Lapis Lazuli friends. Hello, my Rose Quartz friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both Oracle cards and Tarot, so you get the most meaningful and comprehensive reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the angels want to share today. What messages and wisdom do the angels have for my Rose Quartz friends in their time of need? Compassion. It's kind of a card that worldwide we need. Compassion for ourselves, compassion for others, no matter what color, creed, religion they are. That compassion, nurturing, and love is going to go a long way. What the angels are encouraging you to do is to start with yourself. I know it sounds a little bit selfish. However, when we start to nurture and have compassion for ourselves, we're stronger and more able to help those around us. It's kind of like on the airplane. When you get on an airplane, it says put on your mask first and then help anybody around you, including children or seniors. Same idea. Starting with ourselves first, ensuring that we're strong and able to support those around us, and that we're able to nurture and have that compassion and empathy at its fullest and strongest to support those other people in their healing and their ability to share compassion with themselves. So this reading is going to be very much on that compassion base. And let's get into this reading a bit more. So that's what the angels want to remind you of, that importance of compassion. Now we're going to get into the healing aspect and working with some archangels. The first one, Archangel Uriel. I'm going to call on Archangel Uriel to support me and my friends in their healing by sharing that wisdom and insight, and of course that healing energy that you have. All right, Archangel Uriel, what wisdom and insight do you have for my rose quartz friends in their time of need? The Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords, I don't see so much as loss. I've talked in other videos how I love the Angel Tarot in their major arcanas and their court cards. I don't like the pictorial of the actual suits, and I really don't like the banding. It doesn't help, it really misdirects sometimes. The Five of Swords, the original card that Pamela Coleman Smith drew, has this man who's looking really smug. He's got 3 swords in his hand. There are 2 people that are turning their back, and they're kind of slinking off to the background or off to the side. We don't know what's happened. It talks about conflict. It talks about that he said, she said, I know more than you. There's really no winner in that. It's low vibrational. Sometimes when we see ourselves as the winner, we're actually no better off. Archangel Uriel is reminding us that this is a time of conflict right now. That conflict is global, but it's also internal. Humanity has this amazing negative superpower where we're able to talk ourselves out of and down off of any amazing feat that we're going to attempt. That negative self-talk is very painful and is not serving your greater good. It's essential that we take that time to really debunk it. When we get into that negative spiraling downwards where we're beating ourselves up, Archangel Uriel is encouraging us to have that compassion and nurturing, loving energy towards us. Yes, we may have struggled in the past to try something new. However, if you don't try something new, you're never going to have that opportunity to succeed and connect into that fulfillment that is right at your grasp. The Nine of Pentacles. Now this card is about that abundance, all that we've achieved in our lives. And let's be honest, it's a lot. And this abundance doesn't necessarily have to be that financial piece. Now, with the Pentacle, it's part of it. But it's also that growth and that connection into ourselves that we've started to tap into. That's bringing a better understanding of where we need to be and how we need to go forward. That abundance and stability that we have is going to help us to overcome some of this negative self-talk and overcome some of that negative hatred that we're feeling on a global scale. And then we have the World. It's the 21st card in the Major Arcana. It talks about endings and beginnings. The World encourages us to be grateful and reflect on all that we've achieved, all that we've been able to do in our past, how many other days, weeks, or years that this chapter has pertained to. And get excited for those new and amazing pieces. Because the more we have that compassion for self, the more we're able to step into our power and our light, the more we're going to gain that fulfillment and that growth. Archangel Uriel is the archangel that helps us step into our power. He chose these cards because that's what he wants you to do. Step into your natural gifts and abilities and incorporate them into your everyday. When we start to allow those natural skills and abilities to come forward, we're overcoming that biggest challenge of talking ourselves out of it, talking ourselves down, and really beating ourselves up. Giving ourselves that compassion, that space to grow, and that space to connect. That space to grow and connect will bring in even more abundance on all aspects, including that financial piece. On to the healing. Archangel Uriel, what healing can you provide my rose quartz friends in their time of need? Retreat. Giving yourself that time, that energy, and that intention for self-love, self-care, self-connection. All those pieces help you to step into who you truly are and to step into that power that you've been pushing down. We've bottled it up. Through adolescence and childhood, we were taught to fear our natural skills and abilities. We were taught that seeing and hearing things is a mental health disorder. And yeah, there are. But when you start to slow down and you see those orbs of light, you see those messages and that wisdom, and they bring happiness and love, not fear and hate, that's not a mental health disorder. That's our high vibrational self connecting into those high vibrational beings to encourage us forward and create beauty and share our amazing skills and abilities with those around us. I want to thank Archangel Uriel for all his amazing insight and wisdom. And then we're going to move on to Archangel Raphael. We're going to call on Archangel Raphael to share his wisdom and insight, and of course his amazing healing abilities with my rose quartz friends in their time of need. Archangel Raphael, what wisdom and insight can you share with my rose quartz friends? The Eight of Pentacles. Now the Eight of Pentacles talks about focusing in on that detail, that attention to detail. The original card that Pam drew, she has this man sitting on a bench banging on his pentacles, and he has a display of all his hard work, that attention to detail. Archangel Raphael is encouraging you to connect into that passion, connect into those details, and incorporate them into our everyday. We don't want to put blinders on and become taskmasters here. We want that creative, intuitional, flowing energy to be incorporated into our everyday, allowing those fine details to inspire and create beauty and happiness in your life and the lives of others. Additionally, that attention to detail will help you see some of the messages and wisdom that the high vibrational beings want to share with you. They leave those messages, that wisdom, in plain sight. It's slowing down and being observant in what's happening around you. Being in that present state of mind. Not focusing in on the future, not focusing in on the past, in the here and now, so that you are able to unravel the mysteries of those messages that are left in plain sight. Then he brought in the Five of Wands, where Archangel Uriel has the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is conflicting views. The Five of Wands is conflicting passions. And let's be honest, there's a lot of people who have conflicting passions and conflicting heart-centered ideas. It's going to take a lot of courage and determination to stay in that high vibration and being okay with people having these thoughts, these feelings, these passions that may be contrary to yours. Reminding yourself that everybody has their own journey, their own path. You're never meant to walk the same path with somebody. There are times that your paths are parallel or they intertwine at different points throughout your lifetimes. Having different paths is what makes this lifetime so exciting. We have such diverse opportunities here. We have to be okay that there are people in our lives that have very different paths than us. It's important that we allow them to experience their path as we enjoy and experience ours. Now obviously we do have the double fives. In angel messages, when you have that double five, the angels are encouraging you to be excited for this new adventure. There's a positive change coming your way. I know in tarot, the fives are a conflictual card. In angel messages, it's a positive message. Go on to some healing. Archangel Uriel, what healing can you provide my rose quartz friends? Truth and integrity. Goes back to what I just said. We all have different paths. We need to live our true path with integrity and our head held high. Now, Archangel Raphael acknowledges that many of us cannot just embrace our soul's deeper path and live that life. We have that physical demand, those physical needs, so that we can continue to live in society. It's a balancing act. Making sure those bills are paid, that the resources are there for you, so you have your food, you have your shelter, you have your heat. Balancing that out with intentional time and energy for those passion-based, soul's deeper purpose pieces, and incorporating them into your everyday. So it can, and usually does, mean double duty for us right now. However, that hard work is going to pay off in the end, especially when we have that integrity and that truth. We don't get caught up in the Five of Wands or the Five of Swords. We allow people to walk their journey and experience their lifetime as they see fit. We can only change ourselves, and we can inspire others to connect into their higher self and connect into their passions, to find that meaning in their lives as you're finding meaning in yours. I'm going to thank Archangel Raphael for his amazing wisdom, healing, and insight. I'm going to call on Archangel Michael to share his wisdom, his insight, and of course his healing with my rose quartz friends in their time of need. Archangel Michael, what wisdom and insight do you have for my rose quartz friends? Oh yeah. The 19th card in the Major Arcana, the Sun. Allowing that happiness and joy to flow in and for you to embrace it. Like I said, living that life of fulfillment and connection helps to raise our vibration. Raising your vibration helps you to gain that abundance and manifestation that you want and need, which brings in more happiness, more joy. And as we raise our vibration and we're rewarded with the abundance, with those manifestation pieces, other people around us get excited and they're like, well, I want that too. I want to be happy. I need to connect into my passions. I need to find that meaning. I need to raise my vibration. So they do it because you inspire them. And guess what? Because they raise their vibration, you start to raise your vibration even higher because they inspire you, and this vibration is contagious. This happiness, this joy starts to build on each other, and pretty soon that sun is in full bloom and it's beaming down on everybody. Archangel Michael reminds us of the importance of embracing this time, embracing this sun. It doesn't necessarily have to be the physical sun, but embracing that sun's vibration, that high vibrational energy. Then he chose another major arcana, the Star. This is our hopes and dreams card. Archangel Michael is encouraging you to keep your eyes on the prize and acknowledge that you may have some shifting in those hopes and those dreams. We've created hopes, dreams, long-term goals that were driven by our ego. We need to have high vibrational, higher self-driven goals and dreams. That balance is key. In the card, she has her energy going into the pool, and she has just as much energy going onto the land. Anytime you see water in tarot or oracle, you're dealing with that spiritual, higher vibrational self, those intuitional skills. The ground, those rocks, we're looking at that physical sense, your physical needs. That balance is essential. Additionally, the star card is a card of creativity. Again, when we have hopes and dreams, ties into that creative energy. Making sure we have intentional time and energy devoted to those passion pieces. We've spoken how those passions are going to take you forward. Making sure that we keep it balanced and that we have those intentional times. Many of us get overwhelmed with those physical demands and become exhausted. Having that reserve, setting those intentions goes a long way in ensuring and maintaining that balance. Let's go on to some healing. Archangel Michael, what healing can you share with my rose quartz friends? Guardian angel, we were never meant to do this journey alone. The minute we were conceived, our guardian angel joined us on this plane and has been with us ever since. They rarely leave, which makes it very difficult to feel their energies absent from us. We start to associate their energies as our own. They are always there for us in the good and the challenging, through those smiles and tears of happiness to those tears of sadness. Making sure that we use our words and ask them for the support and guidance we need. And even if we don't know what we need, reach out and ask them for the support that they can provide you right now. They can bring in whomever will serve your greatest and best good. We contracted with them before we were incarnated. They're going to be with us until we take those steps back to the energy realm. They will be the ones who take our hands and support us forward. Setting those intentions and asking for the help that we need. Now, Archangel Michael is expanding on that. Not only do we have to ask our guardian angel and those high vibrational support systems for the help we need, we also need to be very clear with our physical support team that we need help on that physical plane as well. We're not meant to do this journey alone, so asking for the support we need is essential and will go a long way in our energy reserves and our ability to have reserved energies for those passions, for our hopes and dreams. All right, I'm going to thank Archangel Michael for his amazing insight, wisdom, and healing, and move on to Archangel Gabriel. I'm going to call on Archangel Gabriel to share her insight and wisdom, and most importantly, her healing with my rose quartz friends in their time of need. Archangel Gabriel, what wisdom and insight do you have for my rose quartz friends? the Three of Swords. Archangel Gabriel acknowledges that in our past and past lives, we've had to overcome some pretty challenging situations. That heartache, that pain, those fears, they're real. We can't allow them to create stagnation in our lives. That compassion for self, that forgiveness of self will go a long way in removing some of these swords. The one thing we all signed up for in this journey, in this lifetime, is to start working on that healing. And it's not like we can have some sort of super tablet to take. This is going to take energy, time, and compassion for self. We cannot expect that instant gratification in healing, because some of these swords are pretty darn deep. We have to wiggle them a bit and then deal with that pain, that sorrow, that fear. And then pull them up a bit, wiggle them some more. It takes some time. Having that compassion for where you are on your journey and all that you've overcome, because it's a lot, is going to go a long way in that healing process. Like I said, we have to start with ourselves before we can branch out and start to have that true compassion for others and support them on their journey and with their healing. The Ace of Swords. Now, yes, this is going to take some time. We need to slow down and be okay with sitting in some of that heartache. Be present for that experience, because that experience is going to bring about those amazing aha moments. When we're okay with sitting with that heartache, sitting with that fear, knowing that, like Archangel Michael said, we're not alone. Sitting with it will give you more knowledge on how to truly remove that sword, so that you're able to heal and move past whatever event, whatever situation triggered that sword. The trick with swords is that they're about knowledge, not emotion. Swords are cold, hard steel. We as emotional beings have attached emotion to these swords, causing that heartache, that fear. We don't hold on to those situations and events that are created of light and love, created of the sun, because we can use that energy. It propels us forward. It encourages us. It inspires us. Low vibrational sadness and fear causes stagnation. However, these situations, these events, still have knowledge to share. When we get out of that emotional center and start to critically think about things, we're going to have those epiphanies and aha moments that are going to help start to remove these, and you can start to work on that healing on a deeper level. Let's get into the healing. Archangel Gabriel, what healing can you provide my rose quartz friends? Children. Now, whether or not you have children in your life isn't the point here. Now, if you're trying for children, some of this healing needs to happen first. However, Archangel Gabriel is an amazing support on that entering into and trying for that parenting role. She's also an amazing support as a parent, because it is another aspect of many of our journeys. What Archangel Gabriel is really encouraging us to do is tap into that childlike energy, that playful, inquisical energy. We can't get stuck in that sadness and fear. Connecting in and remaining in that high vibration of fun and light will go a long way. Similar to when we were children, the fastest time of the year was summer holidays. It seemed to go by in a blink of an eye because we were having fun and we were staying in that giggly, happy mode. Then we hit school and it was like snail pace. The sand seemed to go backwards sometimes because we lose that play and that fun. And as we became more of an adult and took on more of those responsibilities, more of those adult burdens, we've lost this. Connecting into it and setting those intentions and allowing yourself to have that fun. That creative mode taps into this fun and this high vibration that you have when you are laughing and playing goes a long way in this healing process. I'm going to thank Archangel Gabriel for her amazing wisdom and insight, and of course her healing. And we're going to end off on a blessing. What blessing do the Archangels have for my rose quartz friends in their time of need? Be content. Being content with self goes a long way with that compassion piece. Like I said earlier, this is going to take some time. If we're content with where we are right now, we're going to be able to work on some of this healing and this Three of Swords more effectively, because we're coming at it from a high vibration. Being content helps that vibration to stay high, and it also helps us to connect in to that abundance and helps us with those manifestation skills, bringing what we need and want into our lives as we need it most. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and that you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the angels want to share with you. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my rose quartz friends.